Salut à tous, c'est Infuscomus pour EsportActu. Donc je suis avec Phaze, le joueur polonais de l'équipe Myztro. Et c'est sa toute première compétition LAN, donc on va lui poser quelques questions. So, Phaze, basically, who are you? Where are you from? Where do you come from as a player? Because I think it's your first LAN, so tell us about you.
So, my nickname is Phaze. I'm from Poland originally. My name is Wiktor Skwarczynski. I live in the United Kingdom right now. I've been living in UK for about 10 years. I come from Quake 3 background. I've never played in Quake Live, so I just stayed in Quake 3 practicing in CPM. And that's how I got here, just practicing in CPM. And as soon as the Quake Champions came out, that was a very nostalgic moment to me because my uncle was the one who got me into Quake. His name is Piotr. He used to play with Matrox and Sting. There was a couple of tournaments in Poland, and he got me into playing him. And ever since, I loved Quake. So now having Quake Champions, as you can tell, it just brought me back to playing competitively. This is my first time playing competitively in any game. It's a great experience, and I'm loving it so far.
Okay, so it's your first LAN. How did you prepare for it? Was it different for you to play on LAN than online? I mean, mentally? Did you had a special training program or something? And what do you think about the organization of the ESWC competition? Did you enjoy the events and everything?
For my practice, I was just playing every single day with different players, trying to feel the different playstyles, trying to mix my own playstyles with different players' playstyles, just trying to make sure that I can come up with something different at every single match that I'm going to be playing. And also, it helped a lot for me to play against my teammate as my first match because I'm comfortable with him, and I think Garpi is a great player to play against because he has one of the best playstyles at the moment in the game, personally. And playing him on stage, on the main stage as a first match, it gave me a lot of confidence. I knew that if I can pull this off, I'll be able to pull anything else off. And the management of ESWC, obviously my first event, I'm loving it so far. I think the idea with players at the moment playing just random TDM FFA matches, it brings a lot of new people to the game. It makes sure that there's a new blood, that people experience Quake at its finest at the moment. And there's always lines to play Quake. For the past 3 days, there was no time people wouldn't play Quake right here.
Okay, so what do you think about your performance? Are you quite satisfied with it? And what do you think you can do to improve your game now as a player?
I think as any other player, I'm not satisfied with myself performing in a tournament because all of us want to be at the top. All of us are playing in order to win, in order to be the best that you can be. But I'm not as much upset with myself because it's my first tournament. I didn't know what to expect of it, and I think taking a few rounds of Garpi was actually quite nice to do so. That was when I had my head in the game. But you know, I've got to learn from it. This is my first experience. Just learn from it. Make sure that I keep myself contained, that I don't get too nervous on stage. And I think as long as I keep myself composed, I'll be able to come closer every single time in events like this.
So you play for the Maestro team, which is a team which is quite successful at the moment. How did you enter this team? Who did you contact, or did they contact you maybe, or how did this happen? How did you enter Maestro Gaming?
So there's a great story to that. Basically, I used to just practice. There is like a place where all the professional players play. It's Sacrifice. So I was invited to the channel just to have a feel of it. and I kept practicing. We would play every 2 days or every 3 days sometimes, and they were just looking for people just to play random games, 4 versus 4 in sacrifice. And I used to play a lot with Garpi because Garpi was a part of that, and they really liked my performance in games versus like people like Too Good, Toxic, you know, playing with them, playing against them. I think my manager saw something in me, and I got invited just to play for someone in Myztro who wasn't able to play. And that's how it happened. I got a message and they were interested in me.
So, what do you think of the current state of Quake Champions as a game? Do you think the game got better with the last patches? What do you think they have to concentrate on as far as making the game better goes on?
I think personally that the game is heading into a really good direction, esport direction. I think people that work for the game and with the game, they're making a lot of improvements that the community is asking them to improve. And that helps us as players to feel more comfortable with their decision making. And also the patches that they're releasing now, I think it's a great feel for us to, for example, this patch, lightning gun wasn't as heavy as before. So it forced a lot of players who are lightning gun heavy to go use rockets a lot more, to kind of learn how to play with rockets, how to position yourself with rockets. Because before, a lot of players were using lightning gun. That was their weapon of choice, and it was great. But I think it's a good step again to just bring another weapon into the game and make it, not bring another weapon to the game necessarily, but make it more powerful and enjoyable to play at the very moment.
Okay, thank you. Well, thank you for answering the questions, and I hope you do well. What are your projects for the next tournaments? Are you going to DreamHack Winter with the Sacrifice Maestro team, I think, and maybe as a dual player? I don't remember everything. So yeah, tell us about your project now.
So my plans are keeping at Quake, making sure that I keep practicing, that I evolve as a player, that I learn from this event. I'm gonna keep playing duel and sacrifice. I'm gonna push myself to do both at the same time. I think it's a good experience for me to play both, because sometimes you do have to take 1v1 fights in sacrifice. You have to make sure that you are prepared to take any fight, whether it's duel or sacrifice. And doing both things at the same time, I think it's just gonna make me as a better player.
Thank you, Phaze. I let you say the last words.
Last words, I would like to thank my family, that is my mom, my uncle who got me into Quake. I would also like to thank my girlfriend who was always pushing me forward with Quake and supporting me at every single stage. And obviously my teammates, Garpi, Razy, Hell, they're great players. They're helping me to become a better player, as well as my manager, Apex. I'm really grateful to him for making me the part of the team. So thank you very much, guys. We appreciate it.